again.
You too.
You're looking very natural. Because I
Thank
know you're
you.
like a natural person, right? You have, like, you're gardening all the time. You grow your own vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah. How's that going? Okay?
It's so good.
Yeah.
Just recently, I discovered that I was sitting on a gold mine.
Sitting on a gold mine. Now, what,
Yes.
you found oil in your backyard? What happened?
No, I found dog poop.
Dog poop in your backyard?
Yeah, all this time I had, well, I had this geological problem, and I couldn't figure out what to do about my hill. It was all sliding down and stuff. And this guy came out, and he was like, you don't have a geological problem, you have some other kind of problem, and he left. And
No, wait, hang on. Okay, your house is about to slide down the hill. Who told you you had a geological problem? Now, like, did scientists and people?
It's too convoluted. I don't really know who. Somehow we knew that the hill was falling down. I mean, we could see it was falling down.
You see parts of the hill that used to be at the top, at the bottom of the hill.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
that's a sign. Okay.
And then we thought, well, finally what we did was we called in our hippie friends. They're these raw hippies, and they drive like a solar bus, and they're Elizabeth.
Now, what is a solar bus?
It's run, well, they're using good fuel as opposed to the.
Now, what would that be? I'm curious.
Well, you can use hemp fuel.
Hemp fuel.
Yes.
That's how Kev gets around.
Yeah.
What does it mean? So you have a marijuana, but that's not a bus you want to be behind in traffic.
There's no marijuana involved.
Oh, I see.
Just hemp.
So how does it run on hemp? Do you?
Well, it's the oil. All these oils are really good oils. Or you can use vegetable oil, as opposed to destroying the planet using the other kind of oil,
all
right?
Okay.
So anyway, they've got this little bus, and it's like a really, really environmentally great bus. And they're these really cool people, and they're raw. They only eat raw food.
Only raw food?
Vegan raw food.
So like they would eat a cow live, you mean?
No, vegan raw food.
Oh, vegan raw food. Oh, so they would
Yeah.
they don't cook the vegetables?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? What's wrong with
Because
You're not hurting them. Help me.
No.
It's not like
It's
the
just
vegetables.
this is like a purely. You'd have to get them on to describe it to you, but it's really like it's like a really. People have like de-aged themselves by being
Right.
raw. You know what I mean? Like there's this woman in Chicago. She's like 60, and she looks like she's about 35. Like
Joan Collins.
Not her.
Wait, go back to the dog poop.
Okay, so the dog
so
poop.
you have a hill that's filled with dog poop.
Yes.
And
No,
this
I
has
had
saved your
dog
house
poop
from falling.
everywhere, and I was like, well, how do I do it? You know, and it's annoying. You have to pick it up when people
Right.
come over because there's poop everywhere. So finally, I realized.
Don't have anybody over, just live in the dog poop. All right, go ahead.
So finally, I had these raw hippies come over, and they helped me to make shelves and make compost. So you take the dog poop and throw it onto a, like, you know, onto one of the shelves, and basically you.
These are shelves in your house, in your bookshelf?
No, they're in the
mean
garden.
outside? Oh, in your
so
garden.
you're taking the hill and you're building.
Okay.
You're taking like we went and picked up wood that was just left on the street that people
Right.
were throwing away.
Right.
Take that wood and put planks in front of it, and now you've
Right.
got a shelf. So when the hill can't fall down because it's, you know what I mean? It's got like shelves going down.
Yeah,
Okay, so anyway, you take the shelves and inside of them at the top of the shelf, you put a whole bunch of dog poop.
Right.
And every time you eat a banana or like, you know, you're making mangoes, you know, or passion fruit, the
Right.
skins, you know,
Okay, and then
or the pits, you throw it into the compost, so it's all mixing together. The pits, the skins, the
So
dog
do
poop.
do you have like a toilet in your house? You just go out and squat?
Sometimes, if I can't make
you
it.
just squat on your hill? I mean,
If I can't make it, I
eliminate
do.
the middleman. Just
Exactly. Anyway, the point is that
Now these are not hippies. These apparently are Neanderthals that have come to your home. These are-
it's very cool. The greatest thing is now there's all these beautiful wildflowers
Right.
and beautiful fruits and
And it's gotta
vegetables that
smell
I didn't
terrific.
even plant. Smells good.
Now, what do your neighbors think when they see you collecting feces and piling it up on your hill? I mean,
Well, they're happy because before it was like the smell would get yucky with the heat, you know?
Right.
But now, when you're covering it with all these peels and
Oh,
pits
and all these peels and things.
and leaves, it's just
Okay.
wonderful.
All right. Well,
So I highly recommend it.
Now, what were we talking about before? Oh, about you having a messy face. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, you know, because I do the show Braceface, and they were saying, you know, are you still, everybody keeps saying, like, well, how do you relate to the 12-year-old? And I'm like, well.
Well, it's about a girl that has braces and people make fun of her. Is that what the show?
Yeah, everybody's calling her Braceface, making
Right.
fun of her constantly. She's sort of a geeky, awkward girl, and she gets braces, which like destroy her life because
Yeah.
you know she's already geeky enough as it is. She doesn't
Right.
need braces to, you know. And so it's just all about all the angst and stuff that goes on at that age. And what was the point? Oh, about.
Oh, yeah.
What did you ask me?
You're talking about, you said when your face is messy. remember?
Right. Oh, so they're just saying, how do you relate to this 12-year-old? And I'm like, I still feel 12. And, you know, people are always telling me, you know, you've got stuff on your face. I'm like, who cares? Because I don't really, if I eat, it goes everywhere. It's like all over my shirt. It's all over my face. Sometimes I have green paint all over me.
Let's backtrack. We don't pick up animal waste. We have stuff all over our
I
face.
pick it up. I just move it to a more
Okay.
you know.
So if you have food
Proper
all over your
spot.
face, you leave it there in that compost in your family?
Well, then I just learned. My friend was
Just pat your cheeks with stuff and it composts?
Well, I think that one of my friends who's very, you know, good at this stuff and very environmental, Laura, she was just telling me, she was talking to her little vegan children, saying to them, clean
She
your...
has vegan children?
Yes. They're the coolest kids.
Now, see, I knew some people. Now, this is true. This sounds like it's made up, but when I was a kid, like microbiotics was the hip thing when I was a kid, like when I was in college, and I know some people that had a kid, and the kid was 4 years old and couldn't stand up, literally. And they took to the doctor, said, you know, a microbiotic diet is not good for children. It's okay for adults, but a kid needs protein.
Okay, I don't know about that.
The kid couldn't stand. Well, the kid couldn't stand up.
But it's like,
His
you know,
bones didn't grow.
scientifically proven fact that if you eat a vegan diet,
Yeah.
you're
even
gonna,
from
birth,
how about animals? You have
they're
dogs.
the healthiest
do your dogs,
children.
do your
My dogs are all vegan.
Now, what do they eat?
They eat
soy
greens,
burgers?
broccoli. If ever you're cooking broccoli,
How do you
just
get
throw
your
the
dog to
broccoli
eat
on the
broccoli?
floor.
I can't
They
get my
love
dog
it.
to eat filet.
You probably, well, that's not good for them.
Do you think your dog would eat broccoli, really?
Yes, they eat broccoli, tomatoes, bananas, avocados. My dogs are fat from eating avocados.
Really?
Yeah.
And then they
I'm
go on
telling
the
you.
hill, and then that goes back
It's
to the land.
cheaper. It's cheaper.
How many dogs
it's
do you have?
healthier. Well,
How many dogs do you
I
have?
have quite a few.
How many? Tell me how
I
many.
can't.
You're not allowed to say legally?
No.
You have more dogs than you're allowed to have?
No, I have 3 dogs.
You have 3 dogs and then many strays. You're like that guy in Utah with all the wives. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is some of your cartoon. You do the voice for this?
Yes.
All right, here, let's take a look at your cartoon. And this is Braceface. Oh, is that you?
Yes.
Is that supposed to be you?
Sharon Spitz.
That's Sharon Spitz. Let's take a look. Okay.
It was a last resort, I know. But maybe these wacky braces could come in handy.
Does anyone know how much this hair costs me? Help!
Okay, so that didn't really happen, but wouldn't it have been so cool?
There you go. Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's like it's the #1 show, Fox Family, like the ratings they've ever had.
That's
Isn't that
nice.
cool?
Well, that sounds like, you know, you and I should go out for steak some night. We'll go out and have a nice steak dinner. You know, it is. We'll take my '59 Cadillac. We'll go for steaks.
Well, that would be great. I'd actually enjoy that because I could tell you about why it's so bad the whole time.
Really? Okay, we'll do that. Alicia, thank you very much.
Thank
Alicia
you.
Silverstone. Be right back with Nick Foley right after this.